Hey everybody, it's me, Dr. Marshall again. I have my name tag on. Uh, so today you're going to start to do some coding using Pirate, and your teacher should have a warm up for you to do right now, or you've already done it. So if you haven't done your warm up, just pause this video, and your teacher will pull up a warm up for you. Otherwise, keep going. All right, where is this? A slideshow. All right. So the next thing that we're going to cover are the data types because you have to know what you're working with when you're doing your coding. So you're going to use this driver navigator model. So what that means is that you're going to work in partners. Okay. If we happen to have an odd number of people, we can make a group of three. But you really just want to be partners because then what it does is it allows you um, to one person is responsible for typing and one person is responsible for saying what to type. Okay. This just keeps some confusion from happening. There's only one computer that's actually being active with the pirate software, and the other person can keep their laptop closed for now, or just off to the side if you need to charge it, do that. But we're going to use this driver navigator model. Okay, so what I want you to do is open the code.pirate.org. Okay, so it's right here. Okay, code.pirate.org. Okay, you can log in if you want to, but you don't need to. Okay, so go to code.pirate.org. Okay, you're going to click Open Editor. Okay, and it's going to pop up a window that looks like this. Okay, so if you see over here on the right side, okay, my skills are improving. The editor looks like this. Okay, so this is the definitions area on the left and the interactions on the right. Okay, definitions, things you want to keep. Okay, but if you just want to play or experiment, you use the interaction side. The interaction side is where we will do most of our work right now because you're just learning. And so you can easily type in something, see what happens. If it works, great. If you get an error message, you can fix it right there. Okay. If you're working in the definition side, you have to press run and do other things. So I want everybody to stay in the right side, that interactions area. Okay. All right, so you have to learn the programming language for Pirate. Okay, I'll give you a second. You can read the screen and then I'll go over it with you. Okay, so everybody read to yourself. Okay, if I was there in the room, I'd say give me a thumbs up if you're ready, good to go. Okay, you can do it up high or you can do it just right in front of you so that we know that you're good to go. Okay, things that I think are important. Well, I would ask you if I was there, but I'm going to tell you guys that the things that I think are important here is that the order of your words matter. Okay, so you guys might have the right values to put in certain places, but they might be out of order. But again, we'll learn how to do this. Okay. And just know that we don't want you to erase right away when you're done. Like leave things on there so we can see it and help each other to navigate this new world of coding. Okay. Also, a good thing to realize is that here instead of verbs like um, running, walking, things like that, actions, okay, we have functions. So the thing is going to do work for us. Okay, and you need to know that that's called the function, is whatever you want it to do, whatever we want it to perform. So if we want to make it an image, we want to make a star. Okay, that's something we want to tell it to do. All right. Okay, so what I want you to do is open this doc. Well, you'll have a booklet hopefully today, and we're gonna go to numbers and string. It shows me that it's still recording for you, but I don't see myself anymore. Okay, So on this numbers in string, I want it to show me my little buttons. I apologize, it's not showing me my recording buttons. My desktop is being recorded. Hold on 1 second. All right, so here on numbers and strings, you're going to find this document, and with your driver navigator model, I want you to work through this page. Okay, you're going to write down what happens. Okay, and remember that we're going to work in the right side, not the left side. All right, so you'll follow this series of steps. Okay, and then we're going to see what happens. Oh, there's my little guy. Okay, so I want you to work on this page. Okay, and with your partner. I'm going to pause this so I can click over to the other slide. When you're ready to come back to this, come back to it. All right, so hopefully you guys have finished that task and kind of discussed with each other what you found, what you didn't. So as a group, okay, what did you notice and wonder? Did you get any error messages, and what did you learn? So again, you're going to pause this video, and I want you to discuss out loud. If you want to use that big paper at the front of the room, go ahead. But go through this, and what did you notice and wonder about your coding experience with Pirate? All right, so here's some things that you may have noticed. Okay, so numbers and strings evaluate to themselves. The editor is smart. Okay, it can switch between fractions and decimals. Anything in quotes is a string, and even something like 42 in quotes. Okay, and strings must have quotation marks on both sides. These operators, right? The pluses, minuses. Remember that this asterisk is really multiplication, and this is how we're going to use division. Okay, they do need spaces around them. Okay, and you need to use parentheses, right, to define the order. Types matter. We can add two numbers or two strings to one another, but we can't add the number 4 to a string hello. Okay, so a string is going to have these quotes on it, and a number is here. Okay. Oop, I forgot to clear my page. Sorry. All right. So I really liked Pirate because of the error messages. It was really nice that for me, it highlighted where I needed to look so that I could really fix the problem. And it's just part of learning, right? And the easier you can see what you did wrong, the better off you'll be in the long run to correct those errors. So if you look at this slide, so now I want you to look at this, okay? So these are something that's called Booleans. If you look at the top right of your screen, it says Booleans, Booleans, okay? So it says, what is the answer? Is 3 greater than 10? So what's your answer? Hopefully you said no. 3 is not greater than 10. Okay? So Boolean produce answers to yes, no questions. Okay? So true is yes, false is no. All right? And programming can separate things into two categories. Right now, it's going to be super straightforward and basic and math related, but you can get into two different groups, okay? So, for example, in this problem, it's talking about the height of a roller coaster rider. You need to be either, what does it say? A minimum height to make sure that riders are safely held in place, right? So the gatekeeper doesn't care if you're tall, like what your height is. They don't care if you're 5'4" like me or if you're 6 foot. They just want to know if you qualify or you don't qualify. So there's going to be a group of too short, group that's okay. And so when you can create a code to do that, it helps you separate into two different groups. So we also have passwords, okay? The computer knows that if your password is correct, it marks it true and lets you in. But if it doesn't, you get an error message. And we could talk about other scenarios, but for time purposes, I'm not sure we have the time to do that too much. So we'll go here. Okay, this is an exploratory activity. So we're not going to tell you the answers up front. Okay, but you're going to learn about Booleans with your partner and make predictions about what you might get based on what you know. Okay, so again, you're going to code.pirate.org, code.pirate.org. Okay, I'm going to open my editor. And then I'm going to click on my worksheet. Or on Booleans. So the first problem here, let me pick up my pen. Okay. Says, read here first. Okay. It's producing yes or no, true or false. Okay. So what prediction? So prediction is without the teacher talking to you. Okay. The dot's on the right spot. The prediction is what you think is going to happen, and then here. Okay. So for instance, I've got to do this problem here. Okay. In my pirate. I'm memorizing it so I can click on my pirate. All right. So I'm going to have to do 3. Which way did it go? Space. This little guy's next to the M. And then the equal sign. And then does it have another space? Oh, yeah. And then 4. Okay. So I don't know what's going to happen. Never done this before. I mean, I really have. But you've never done this before. So then press enter. Okay. And it says true. So then do the next series of them. So predict what's going to happen and then write down the results here. So I would write maybe T for true. That's not where the pen's writing. T for true. Okay. And then I'm going to go here. Is it going to be true or false? 3 equals 2. What am I going to do? Okay. And then I want you to complete the rest of this. You just go down this row with, remember, you've got a driver and you've got a navigator. So only one person is doing the typing, right? And fill these out for me. Okay. So code.pirate, pyret.org, and you're going to complete those tasks. All right, so hopefully you've completed that set of tasks, right? And then we just want to talk about, like, why is Booleans different than other data types, okay? Based on what we just went over, what's different or what's the same? Okay, so you can pause and talk about that. All right, so that should be it for today, okay? That should take you the whole class period if we get this far, and you should be good to go. So I hope you guys had fun starting to learn a little about coding. Hopefully tomorrow you might get to do some pictures.